Hi, everybody. My name is Catherine Pena, and I am a business advisor with Tarrant SBDC. Our Friday afternoon live today will focus on small businesses struggling due to the impact of the coronavirus. In March 2020, the CARES Act was approved to assist small businesses with payroll and business expenses. Then in December of 2020, the Consolidated Appropriations Act was signed to extend provisions for the Paycheck Protection Program, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, as well as PPP Loan Forgiveness. Please know we welcome your questions, so put those in the comments below, and we will answer as many as we can, time permitting. And if you know other small business owners struggling right now to stay open, please share. Joining me today is Jesus Morlett, fellow Tarrant Small Business Development Center advisor. We will be discussing PPP Loan Forgiveness Form 3808 for loans up to $150,000 and supporting documents. We also have Gil Zafra, Business Director of Business Development with Tricolor Holding, participating in our discussion. Let me bring the gentleman into the room. Jesus?
Hello. How are you guys doing today?
I'm well, thank you. I'm so glad you're with us. Why don't you introduce our guest with us?
Absolutely, and it would be my pleasure. Gil has been a friend of mine for several years, and I am so proud that he's working with Tricolor Holdings, helping the community, providing them affordable financing for their needs. So I will let him explain a little bit more during this conversation about what he does. But the best thing about it is that he's so related and so close to the community that I am so proud to introduce him.
Excellent. Gil, why don't you share a little bit about yourself?
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Hi, Catherine. Jesus, really an honor to be with you this afternoon. I'm so proud to continue empowering not only the Latino community in North Texas, but all these phenomenal and outstanding, I would say, leaders, our entrepreneurs from North Texas, that literally they are moving the needle to create new opportunities and to create new sources of business, of wealth in North Texas, and fight this pandemic.
All right. Well, if you agree with me, Gil, we can go straight to the point. And what we are discussing today is the new form that was released per the Consolidated Appropriations Act, and it is good news for small businesses in the whole nation, but of course in our community in North Texas, in Tarrant specifically, which is the county we serve. And the good news is that that simplified one-page form to apply for the forgiveness, la condonación in Spanish, is now extended to loans up to $150,000. I'd like to make a quick parenthesis before I forget to remind all of you guys that this extension that Catherine just mentioned at the beginning of the conversation is just until March 31st. So we have just a few weeks to apply for either our first PPP, the first PPP ever we have ever applied for, or a second draw that we're entitled to request if we comply with the requirements. So this is like a big reminder, a big flag that I am waving for you guys to move forward and do take advantage of this great opportunity, because as you remember, and actually the topic of this conversation is forgiveness. These loans are forgiven. So as we say in Spanish, pónganse truchas, no dejen que el tiempo les venga encima, que se nos acabe el tiempo, no dejemos las cosas para el último momento. So let's move on and hurry up with this great piece of relief that the government, federal government, has issued in benefit of the community. Something that I like to point out as well is that sometimes people ask me, why are they so interested in giving me money? They're a catch, stuff like that. So I'd like to outline that or clarify that what they want from us, meaning we, the small businesses in the nation, is to be a conduit of the resources to reach the workers, the employees that we are retaining. So that way the economy doesn't stop, and we can keep creating value, creating a value added in the chain of economic agents that we all are. So that's the importance of that. That's our role. That's what we are requested to be, just a conduit, and that's the reason why we are forgiven. So they are not expecting anything from us but that, and there's no catch, and your information is totally confidential, and you can feel confident that this is the benefit of all of us. And they are still talking about a little bit more benefits or a little bit more relief. So they are working on that right now. But in the meantime, we gotta move in the right direction, which is number one, getting the forgiveness, so we don't have to pay that money back, because we used that in the right way, as intended, which is at least 60% to pay workers, and the difference to pay authorized expenses such as rent and utilities mainly. Next week we will discuss about changes in the second draw with respect to the first draw. It is not the topic today, but I invite you guys in advance to join us next week. And coming back to the original topic, which is the new form, the effect of extending the threshold for using this form is huge, because when it was just up to $50,000, it was helping simplify the process to 2/3 of the borrowers. And now with this extension, it reaches about 80% of the borrowers. So that way, banks have less amount of work. They also have a relief in terms of the amount of work that they have to perform to validate and to underwrite the loans, and it is easier for the companies as well, for the borrowers. Now, there's something very important that you have to keep in mind. We have to keep records, we have to keep documents supporting the information that we certify in the form. The reason why it is so short, it is just one page, is because we don't have to provide any calculation. We just have to enter the number or the amounts that we spent in the expenses and payroll and other expenses. So we just have to put it there and certify and sign that we did so. But we have to keep those papers in case we have an audit or the SBA or the banks, which are the SBA's agents in this case, or other financial institutions. And they have the right to check what information we use to determine the figures that we declared or we certified. So it is very important that we keep that information. What kind of information is that? I don't know if you have any comment or doubt or addition, Gil, at this point.
Well, Jesus, Thank you for this great information. I have just a question for you, because at Tricolor we have been really very focused on trying to not only support consumers per se, but also to support business owners as a CDFI as well. And it is our understanding that the PPP basically will refresh $284 billion on funding. Is that right?
You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. And the good thing about this is of course for small businesses, but those small businesses can be of different natures. They might be partnerships, they might be LLCs, but they might be also sole proprietors. So that's where you know our community sometimes they don't even create a company for doing their businesses, so they are entitled to get this support from the federal government. So it is important that you made that question, and also to clarify that it is not only for companies or corporations or businesses of that kind, but any kind, you know, either if you have employees or it is just self-employed and it is just yourself, you can apply to this, which is the very nice thing about this relief. So,
and what about non-profits? Can non-profits also apply for a PPP?
Absolutely, it was one of the extensions, or one of the fixtures or the improvements that since the CARES Act was issued up to October, they were making extensions, and they were making amendments, so more businesses were covered. So they included agricultural entities, and they included nonprofits. So yeah, it's a very good question. I gotta tell you that we, as a small business development center, we don't serve nonprofits, because by definition they are not businesses. They are not for profit, but they are entitled to get those funds as well, that relief or that support. So yeah, that's what
well,
we're doing.
As you know, Jesus, I'm really very passionate about Latino business owners, and based on what I have, learned and researched over time, is that what I have found is that mostly Latino business owners, they tend to depend on personal savings and seed funding from friends and family to start their businesses. So how do you think we can start helping Latino business owners, and not only Latino business, but mostly these business owners in North Texas, to be more open to ask for help, to ask for support, to ask for advice on how to get these resources and apply for the PPP?
It's a great question, Gil, and my opinion, my personal opinion, but it is supported on experience gained over time, is that here in the United States, we, the Latino people, are learning how to be more involved with the community and the resources provided to that community, such as the service that you or the involvement that you guys have with the community, or the support that chambers and other organizations provide, or institutions like small business development centers all over the country. So we just have to do some research and be more and trust more those resources. I have found that some people say, well, again, it has to do with what I just told. I just explained. Where is the catch? There are no catches. This is a very well organized country. But part of the reason why it works the way it works is that people participate and are involved. So if our community gets involved, they get information, they start trusting the the agents who bring this knowledge or this information to them, and that way they can take advantage of these opportunities that in the end are paid by all of us, are paid by our taxes. All these people pay their taxes, we pay our taxes, and it's part of the benefit of a well-organized country. So that would be my opinion in that regard.
May I say something?
Absolutely, Catherine.
Excellent. And this is probably the only part of the conversation I'll be able to engage in. But I think when it comes to how to reach more people, it's showing that each organization is making its way for more diversity and making a conscious effort to have people who look and speak and understand them on their staff. And I think we at the Tarrant SBDC have done a great job of having a wide range of individuals join our team recently who can help our minority owned business owners as well as our women owned. And I think it's an initiative that we're very focused on looking to do and to flourish. And I think it's a very important question, Gil, but we're slowly moving up and looking to focus to provide those services on an ongoing basis in the social space as well as in the community, so they know that we're here and we're available.
That's really very, very valuable, Catherine, and you're right. And from my opinion, the SBDC from Tarrant, Texas, and I will assume nationwide, you guys have done a tremendous effort, an amazing job on bringing this information to our communities. And overall to foster and embrace what we call financial inclusion. That's what in my opinion, that's what I think is going to make the difference in the following 3 years. At least here in North Texas, I would presume nationwide, to really leverage this pandemic and show the best self, the best of ourselves, right? Working together, by collaborating, by really making sure that we're providing the right information to the decision takers in the small business world and entrepreneurs, right? So I just want to say congratulations for effort and leadership that you have been putting for our communities in North Texas and in Tarrant, Texas.
Well, thank you for that. And we'll wrap it back by having Jesus go back to answer why we're here today, which is the PPP Loan Forgiveness and the updates to that Form 3808, so that we can close this up real quick. And just to let everybody know, this is going to be an ongoing Facebook Friday Live about every 2 weeks. Jesus and myself and occasionally Gil will be out here to update you on questions you have on any of the forms, EIDL, first draw, second draw. There's a whole host of things that are out there that can be slightly confusing, but we're going to be here and open for your questions. So we have about another 8 minutes or so, Jesus. Let's throw that back to you, and can you share with us just a little bit more about that Form 3808?
Absolutely. It would be my pleasure. And one of the questions that comes up sometimes is, how long do I have to keep records or information or documents? And I would say, according with our first-hand information, that for employee records, we should keep them for 4 years, and for the rest of information like rent and utilities and some other authorized expenses, 3 years. So it is not forever. However, it is recommended to keep that little binder with that information. We can also have a backup electronically or vice versa, and that way we are safe. And in case any doubt, any audit arises, we are covered. And What else can I tell you about the form? Let me put it in front of me so I can give you some of the recommendations. But the most important thing that you have to keep in mind is that other covered expenses shouldn't exceed 40% of the amount received. So that's in the form you will find two questions. Then one will be amount of loan spent on payroll costs, and the other is requested loan forgiveness amount. So the first item, the loan spent on payroll costs, shall be or must be 60% or more of the total amount received. So we have to make sure that we use or we pick the right expenses in the right covered period, remembering that covered period might be either 8 weeks or 24 weeks, depending on when you received the loan. If you received that before January 5th, you will have the option to use 8 weeks or 24 weeks. If you receive that after June 5th, you will have to go with 24 weeks. But what we have to do, I know most of you guys will have more expenses than the amount received. So you have to pick the ones that fit or fall in the right period. So be careful to make sure that everything is in that time frame. So I think that's probably the most important thing. You will have to provide your legal name as you entered in the original application, as well as your business address and social security number or TIN or EIN, and the rest of the information is, for example, if it is the first draw or second draw, most of people who are already working on the forgiveness will be referring to first draw because of the timing. We just got the second draw rules and the forms this week on Tuesday, as far as I remember. So, and the other thing, which is very important to keep in mind, is that in order to be entitled to use this form, we have to keep the same amount of employees. And if we didn't, we have to make sure that we fall into the safe harbor assumption, the safe harbor option, which states that if we rehire people before December 31st, we will be fine. Or if we had to lay people off because of CDC and other federal agencies' directions, we are covered. We are. It is equivalent as having the whole the same head count, as maintaining the same head count. So we will be okay as long as we fall into those assumptions, keeping the same number of employees, or being in safe harbor 1 or 2, which is having rehired the people we had, the number of people, the head count we had, or having laid them off because of CDC or other federal agencies' directions. So I don't know, Gil, if you have any additional comment.
I just want to remind again, the form is a PPP Loan Forgiveness Application Form 3508S. Forma 3508S del
Correcto.
PPP. Pongámonos truchas. De esta manera, el gobierno nos puede ayudar a hacer la diferencia en nuestro negocio. Podamos seguir operando y podamos seguir creciendo en esta época de adversidad, vamos, ¿no? Y and very important, please count with the SBDC Tarrant, Texas, please. You will find outstanding professionals help you not only to understand these forms that sometimes could be really very difficult to navigate, but also to get more information and advice in terms of business strategy, finance, digital marketing, etc. So it's a great asset for you to approach and to afford.
You know, to wrap this up, Gil, you mentioned something earlier about financial education. Is that the term you used?
Financial education and financial inclusion.
Financial inclusion. And I love that term because I would like for people who are joining today to understand that you need to start as an individual, understanding how to spend your money. And then you've opened up a business and how to spend your money. And you have two opportunities here today with Gil, who is out in the community with Tricolor and Tricolor Holdings, providing that financial information so that we as minority individuals, Latino individuals, can continue to move forward in a way that's sound. And then as you are a business owner, and you are doing things and you're trying to capitalize on PPP or EIDL or any of that, then we here at the Tarrant SBDC are here to help you on that next phase. So we're working in a tandem together for you to provide a safe place, financial inclusion. I love that. Can you real quickly share as we get ready to close a website or a Facebook page or anything for people to participate with you?
Absolutely, and just if you allow me to share my screen very quickly, let me see if I can find it. A second. Can you see my screen now?
It should come through in just a moment. Let's see if it comes up.
Yeah. Okay. So at Tricolor Holdings, we have launched this financial education program that is called Abundancia Tricolor, and it's a bilingual financial education program that you can access online. You can go to www.tricolor.com/educación financiera or financial education, and you're going to find several courses in regards of how to better manage your personal finance, how to even how to start your own business. For example, we have here the aspectos especiales en las pequeñas empresas, or the basics for small businesses in English. And this is a completely free program. You don't need to register. So we encourage you to visit our site and educate yourself, because that's the way we're going to be able as a community to precisely move away from what experts call financial fragility, right? Where people sometimes are unable to pay an emergency expense of, for example, $2,000, or they do not have too many assets yet, or they have a lack of education. So this site is precisely designed for you to help you empower your life, your small business, your financial projects. And well, feel free to contact us on social media, and of course, eventually in our upcoming webinars that we're going to be delivering. Please feel free to contact us and ask us questions. And most important, let us know how can we help you? How can we hear your needs and your concerns to figure out how can we provide resources for you?
Well, Gil, thank you so much for being with us today. I truly appreciate it. I'm going to bring Jesus back so we can do some closing remarks. And I look forward to you joining us in upcoming lives in the later month and ongoing. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine.
Jesus. Thank you, Catherine. Well, just to invite you guys to join us on our weekly conversations. You know, we will keep bringing interesting topics to you guys, and also answering questions. You can send questions. You can request additional information, and we can discuss that in our conversations on Fridays. And we are here to serve. It is our mission, and we are very proud and very honored to have that mission. This is a team. We speak English, Spanish, Vietnamese, and we have to learn something else. We'll do. So we are here to help.
Well, thank you so much. Can you tell everybody what our next topic will be next 2 weeks from now?
Yeah, we will discuss first draw and second draw of PPP, what the similarities are and what the differences are. So we are ready to calculate how much we can request regarding based on our information. And if you want to make the most of that conversation, try to have your financial information. Basically, have the number or the amount paid for payroll during 2019 and or 2020. So that way, you will very easily understand what I am talking about, and from there you will be able to figure out how much you might be entitled to receive if you comply with or you meet all the requirements set by the government, by SBA and the Act. So we are happy to help and eager to talk with you guys next Friday.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jesus.
Thank
We
you.
want to thank everybody for joining us live today. We truly appreciate your time if you're watching us live or recording. Please know if you have any questions or some things are unclear, you are welcome to call us direct at 817-515-2603. This afternoon presentation with Jesus and myself and possibly special guests will be Fridays, every other Friday at 2 p.m. So look forward for that next time in social media so you can be aware. Otherwise, please give us a call, come visit our website at tarrantsbdc.org, or feel free to drop some comments and questions in this feed, and we will look forward to answering them as soon as we can. Thank you so much, and we appreciate you joining us.